Islam is the only religion that explicitly tells men to marry only one. The Quran in Surah An-Nisa states, "Marry women of your choice 2 or 3 or 4, but if ye fear that ye shall not be able to deal justly with them, then only one." This verse puts a clear limitation on polygyny, making it an exception rather than a rule. Before Islam, there was no upper limit to the number of wives a man could have, and some men had dozens or even hundreds of wives. Islam restricted this to a maximum of 4 and required absolute justice between wives. Islam does not make polygyny compulsory. It falls under the category of things that are permissible but not necessarily recommended. A Muslim man is not considered more religious or superior just because he has multiple wives. One major reason Islam permits polygyny is the natural population imbalance between men and women. Statistically, women tend to outlive men. More men die in wars, accidents, and diseases, leaving behind a higher number of widows and unmarried women. This means that in many societies, there are more women than men. In countries like the USA, women outnumber men by millions. In Russia, there are about 9 million more women than men. In Great Britain, the gap is around 4 million. In such societies, if every man were restricted to one wife, millions of women would be left without the option of marriage. Some might say, why can't these women just stay unmarried? But in reality, societies where marriage is inaccessible often see an increase in extramarital affairs, mistreatment of women, and broken families. In many Western societies, men commonly have mistresses and multiple partners without taking responsibility. Islam does not allow this kind of exploitation. Instead, it provides a lawful, dignified system where a man, if truly necessary, can marry more than one wife and provide for her fully. Now, some women might feel uncomfortable sharing a husband, and that is understandable. However, Islam teaches that in situations where there are many unmarried women, a small personal sacrifice can prevent a greater harm. If a woman prefers to remain the only wife, she has the right to include that condition in her marriage contract. It's important to clarify that polygyny in Islam is not about male dominance or desire. It is a responsibility that comes with strict conditions, including financial, emotional, and ethical obligations. A man who cannot treat multiple wives fairly is not allowed to marry more than one. In the end, Islam permits polygyny to protect society and uphold the dignity of women. It is not meant to be a common practice, but a solution for certain social situations. The goal is not to oppress women, but to offer them protection, stability, and honor.